Hey, it's Uncle Joe at Uncle Joe Hikes. We are at Lake Winfield Scott. We're getting ready to hike up the Slaughter Creek Trail, which we've done many times. Gonna go up to the AT. I don't think I'm gonna go up to Blood. I think we're just gonna do a big loop. I say big, 5 miles, 5+ miles around to Jarrard Gap and back, just to get some miles in. May stop in at the shelter up there, Woods Hole. We'll see. All right, make our turn. Start climbing. Oh, no worries. Thank you. All right, and off we go. So you can take the road here and go up to the Jarrard Gap Trail. We're gonna go on straight and we'll make a loop around. So we start leaving the park pretty much as we start entering Slaughter Creek Trail here. All right, we came out of that rhododendron tunnel there into this old road bed. Still making our way. A little bit of break from the climbing. Well, that dead hemlock will be coming down. Hopefully going that way, off trail. We keep making our way along this. We're kind of on a little bit of a side slope, but we're down close to the creek, which is over to our left. There's a big hemlock here. We're not seeing a lot of flowers. Probably won't until we get out from under this canopy, which is covered up with laurels and these hemlocks, spruces and stuff. So that's a pretty neat looking tree there. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a number of little yellow flowers along this stretch right here. We were seeing these up on the AT yesterday. As it starts opening up, we'll probably start seeing more as they start vying for the sun. You can see along the trail there. Sometimes traffic does you a favor and sometimes it doesn't. Here people started going off the side slope. If they'd have stayed up there, it would have made for a better trail, which is where the trail originally went, because all of that's off camber, so you're more likely to slide down. But it's what it is. Took a little break on that rock. The irony is, right straight up this ridge, this Woods Hole shelter on the AT. Well, I say on the AT. It's a half a mile off trail, not a half, but it's a good ways off trail, probably a quarter. It's a little ways down that trail, but yeah, it's just right up there somewhere. Maybe there's some folks up there. I imagine this time of day they're putting in miles, but somebody might be taking a lunch break there. You can see Slaughter Mountain looming large ahead. It's going to kind of remain to our left. We got a fairly flat area here for a while, which is really nice. I think Blood's going to be around the corner yet. You can really hear Slaughter Creek cascading there to our left as we open up out of these laurels and rhododendrons. Really open out here. Saw some tents back there. It's a good camp spot back there. Somebody waving up at me and called my name. It was Michelle and Harrison. It's good to see them. We've hiked several times together with the hiking buddy group, so good to see you guys. All right, we're entering Blood Mountain Wilderness. Very funny how that tree almost made a nice little circle, half circle there, coming down. Something else. Well, Joy and Don, you may recognize this as the spot where that rattlesnake was coiled up, asleep. We're starting to peel away from Slaughter. We're getting up near the top of the draw. It's opened up a good bit. Only seeing a few little flowers, mainly those little yellow ones. So we may see fewer till we start our way back down the AT and start dropping some elevation. We'll have to see when we get around there. About the time I said that, we come across those guys. Pretty cool. Hit this side slope till we get over to the AT. So those folks going there had turned here at the Slaughter Creek turnoff at the AT and were going down Slaughter Creek, but they were trying to get over to Byron Reese where they parked. They hadn't come over Blood yet. I think that's what they wanted to do. I think they came around Freeman and were going to summit Blood. So I said, no, you're going the wrong way. So brought them back here. They're going to go up over Blood and told them to follow the white blazes. They'll be fine. But we're not going to summit Blood. I'm going to probably do that when the flowers really start next month. But we're going to just loop around, go back down here toward the shelter and hit Jarrard. Just a nice little 5-mile loop today. Mosquitoes are really bad. You can probably see them soaring around me. Better get moving. And we can see Slaughter there as we're heading back. But this time we're going down the AT. You can see a little bit of a rock face, a little bit of exposed face out up there. I'm pretty sure Phil Truelove led some people up there one time on a bushwhack. Imagine Phil doing a bushwhack. But I think he led some folks from the hiking buddy, just a handful of folks that went up there to have a look at that. And you can correct me, Phil, but if I remember right, I know I didn't go because you know me and bushwhacking. Phil loves it because he knows all these little interesting places, little waterfalls people don't really know about, and he knows them, and he don't mind. If you're a little adventurous and want to bush out there with him, he'll show them to you. Thank goodness for bench cut. You can see how far down. The camera's probably not doing it justice, but it's a long way down there, trust me. As we side slope our way down this ridge, and then we'll get to a little bit of a saddle, I guess, at Jarrard Gap, where the Freeman Trail comes in. Well, here we are at Jarrard Gap. I want to say right in here is where I saw some Turk's Cap lilies one year. It's a little bit windy here at the Gap, which is to be expected. Got some campers over there. We'll wander maybe down to the shelter here in a minute. There you go. That goes back around to Byron Reese. All right. Them fellers back there are just out for the weekend. I think they're gonna go up to Blood and spend a night and then come back here. And just having a good time. This is good. He said they haven't seen too many people today, so might not be a lot of through hikers coming through. April 1st, I think, used to be kind of like the official kickoff. You know, now people start all the way up into January, but this weekend there's probably a lot of people staying close by, maybe even up at the lodge at Amicalola. They're gonna descend on that this weekend and start their hike up the approach trail. So this will be a big weekend of hiking for a lot of people, and starting, I should say, their through hike. So yeah, I'll go down in here to the shelter and have a look. It's a little ways in, but not too bad. So there's your water source when you're staying here. There's a cluster of rocks up there. It has a little bit of a pool, and I think a pipe. I think there's a pipe going into the spring there. So you take this trail up, get your water. And just down here a little ways, we'll see the shelter. Well, here we are at the shelter. There's the bear box they put in. For storage only. Used to have some cables here too, but they may have took them down in lieu of that box. Right here's where I put my hammock up when I stayed here. And take us a little break. Mosquitoes are trying to come in. There's such a breeze coming over my back here that they just can't get a break, thank goodness. A lot of hikers won't stay here during, actually I think starting April 1st to June 1st, they have to have a bear canister, which I kind of don't understand why. Now that there's a bear box over there, it doesn't make any sense to have canister requirement. Put a lot of stuff in that box over there. But a lot of people get confused and they think you have to have it all the time, and so yeah, who knows how many people will actually use this shelter area. And Blood is not far away, so once you get up on top of Blood, there's another shelter, and you're not far from Ol Gap, so who knows how much action it really gets. I really don't know. We were on a section hike when we stayed through here, so you know, it was as good a place as any. And it was Labor Day weekend too, so there was no canister requirement at that time. Had cables here then though. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up my break here shortly and make our way back around Jarrard Gap. Just trying to get a few miles in. It's too beautiful of a day to not go somewhere. And I didn't have anything special planned. So I thought, well, this will be a nice little loop. Give me 5 miles, plenty of climbing in it, coming up that draw. Long, gradual, nothing too steep. All right, we're leaving the shelter. Make our way back to the AT. When you're coming through here, you can see Slaughter and Blood, and it looks like Slaughter is much bigger, but it's not. It's all about perspective. Slaughter's much closer to us, so it looks bigger. I guess those fellas went on up to Blood. Here we are on the AT. I guess they'll be coming back here tonight. We make our way to Jarrard Gap. We kind of rounded this little knob here, and we're kind of getting out on the edge of this, well, we're out here on a side slope. We're kind of getting, looks like, to the end of or edge of a ridge here. I think we're going to go this way and the ridge will continue and saddle out, but it's pretty clear under here. Still not a lot of vegetation. We're above 3,000 feet, so you know, we're just, vegetation is really not started yet. Some of the ground plants, as you can see here, these little guys, and to be honest with you, these little white flowers here are the only ones I've been seeing this high up. So I haven't really even been seeing the little yellow ones up here. So yeah, I got another one right here. Some flagging tape over here. That's a sign of something. Some hikers down here too, so. We've been making our way around this hump here. I had a feeling we might be switching back, or at least curving back. And we are. And I think Jarrard Gap is right down there. So, get down there, we'll take our trail back into Lake Winfield Scott. This had about, I guess it was about 6 young people, maybe 7. Asking me about where the shelter was. So I was giving them some idea of where to start looking for the sign. Yeah, looks like they're gonna have them a nice camp out tonight. All right, Jarrard Gap. We've hiked from this way. I think it's Dix Creek Road or whatever back there. We've hiked that a few times. Of course, we've hiked down here too, but AT goes on. Woody at 5.6, and then Neil behind us there at 5.2. So we're gonna make our way down to the park, Lake Winfield Scott. We'll peel off of this old forest road bed here and take the trail down. Here we go. You can really do either one, but we're gonna do the trail. I've come across this and it'd be icy and snowy. It's a good water source though. So we've come down off the gap. We're getting kind of into some thickets here, into some vegetation. So we've come off of the open area on the side slope there. Getting down into some laurels and some hemlocks. And just some shade. We're also getting some straw to walk on, which is nice. Well, short needles, but I'll take them. Now that we're down about 3,000 feet, we're starting to see some of the little yellow flowers. We've dropped about 600 feet or so from the gap up there. Still making our way down. Not getting there. I believe that those are private cabins, private houses. Be a pretty place to stay, wouldn't it? Well, we dropped down off the trail out to the gravel road. Make our way around the park here. Yeah, so when you come off the trail, you want to come more or less straight at this little, it's really a T. I think that's just a driveway there. We'll duck back in the trail and make our way over into the park. You can go into the park that way. You can see some of the, at least one of the campsites there. Backtracking here, you can see the blue blazes are staggered to tell us to go this way. All right, closed our loop. Make our way back. There's our little footbridge where we saw those 2 girls hanging out. Got us a shot downstream. Let's get us a shot upstream. All right. Final leg, final leg. Well, we're getting some purple flowers now that we're down a little further. Well, there's Ol Gobi waiting patiently. Hopefully nobody broke in and got my willy woolly. I never could get that mustache to look like the picture, with that little stylus and that magnetic stuff. I looked like he had a fro or something growing on his face or something. Well, Slaughter Creek Loop done. Slaughter Creek Trail and Jarrard Gap coming across the AT. I think we were at about five-ish miles, but we also did down to Woods Hole, so that probably added a good half mile. But looks like we had 7.5 miles of steps according to my step counter, so that's about right. That's about what you can figure on. But it was a good day for it, beautiful day. Saw only a few other hikers and only a very few through hikers. I think really only that one young couple that I saw, but lots of other weekenders and stuff out, so that's good. I think it's going to cloud up tomorrow, so I'm glad I got this in today. But right now we're going to get out of here, find us something to eat.